Well, that was quick. Brussels, the smug bureaucratic capital of the EU, just got steamrolled by President Trump. In yesterday's video, we brought you the news that Trump made the ultimatum to the EU that unless they bring their manufacturing back to the United States, they will get a 50% tariff on everything they try to sell in the United States. The EU spent all of the time for a delay period that Trump graciously gave them, doing absolutely nothing to get ready for a new trade deal that is considered fair trade. So Trump called their bluff, and Brussels blinked. In 24 hours. In this video, we break down how Trump's economic warfare just forced the European Union to beg for even more time, pretty much because of the time wasted by smug bureaucrats. We'll walk you through the timeline, the trade imbalance, and what it all means for America first. And if nothing else, you'll soon find out how weak the globalists truly are when faced with real strength. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's start with what the media hoped you wouldn't notice. The European Union just caved in like a cheap lawn chair. No, seriously, Brussels, the epicenter of globalist smugness, buckled in under 24 hours after President Trump threatened to slap a 50% tariff on every product they ship to us. Now think about that. It wasn't even a week. It wasn't even 2 days. The globalist elite blinked and fast. So what happened? Simple. Yesterday, we reported on Trump's tough move, a 50% tariff on all EU goods unless they stop treating our economy like their personal outlet mall. That's $150 billion in trade imbalance that we have with the EU annually. And when you're bleeding that much value every year, a hard stop isn't just smart, it's overdue. But hold up. Here's where it gets even better. Less than a day after the threat went public, the EU came crawling back. Not metaphorically, literally. President Trump said it best on Truth Social, where he wrote, "I received a call today from Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, requesting an extension on the June 1 deadline for the 50% tariff on trade with the European Union. I agreed to the extension to July 9. It was my privilege to do so. The Commission President said that talks will begin rapidly. Thank you for your attention to this matter." Oh, how the mighty have groaned. Almost immediately, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen picked up the phone to beg for more time. And because President Trump is nothing if not magnanimous, he granted them an extra 6 weeks, moving the deadline from June 1 to July 9 on the condition that talks begin swiftly. Here's Trump making that announcement. Give it a watch.
You spoke to European Commission President von der Leyen. Did you discuss the 50% tariffs, and did you agree to reduce?
She just called me, as you know, and she asked for an extension on the June 1st date. And she said she wants to get down to serious negotiation because I told you specifically, but I told anybody that would listen, they have to do that. And we had a very nice call, and I agreed to move it. I believe June 9th would be, July 9th would be the date. That was the date she requested. Could we move it from June 1st to July 9th? And I agreed to do that. And that she said we will rapidly get together and see if we can work something out.
Another question.
Rapidly work together to see if we could work something out. Now let's talk about what the fake news won't. Trump had already given the EU a 90-day head start. This wasn't a surprise. This wasn't impulsive. It was calculated. He offered them time to make a fair deal, but instead they laughed in our faces until they weren't laughing anymore. Because when Trump dropped the tariff bomb, Brussels realized they had no leverage. None. And leverage is the name of the game here. Their threat of retaliatory tariffs? Vaporized. Their big talk about economic strength? Please. Their entire strategy folded like a wet napkin. And don't forget the numbers here. Europe exports about $500 billion worth of goods to the U.S. We only send about $350 billion back. That's not free trade. That's a ripoff. Now compare that to what the Biden administration did. Handshakes, hashtags, and hot air. Meanwhile, American jobs were gutted. Factories were shut down. You know, the little people in flyover country. And China laughed all the way to the bank. Who's laughing now? But on the other hand, Trump's America First agenda, it's delivering for the people that matter in this country. This isn't just about tariffs, guys. It's about respect. It's about finally having a president who doesn't flinch when a globalist bureaucrat calls crying on the phone. It's about showing the world that the United States doesn't roll over anymore. It's what you and I voted for. Because here's the brutal truth. Europe needs us. We don't need them. So what's the upside? For the first time in generations, we have a trade policy that doesn't sell you out. Trump's hardcore stance is pushing the EU into submission. The Commission is now scrambling to secure a deal before July 9th. And I don't think Trump will give him another extension because then he realizes, look, they played me. So the translation here is, we are winning. Big league. So Brussels tried to play chicken with the man who owns the road, and they lost. President Trump didn't just talk tough. He backed it up with real leverage, and the world noticed, just like China did. Brussels folded, globalists panicked, and America just took a giant step toward reclaiming economic power. That's what leadership looks like: strong, unapologetic, and effective. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Jobs in the dirt now rise from the clay, stealing our spine, no games to play. No more begging DC to hear what we say. He fights like hell so we ain't led astray.